Look at Luka with the rainbow three. Dude's been on fire. Game's been on point. Kyrie Irving, unguardable. Game's been on point. Both had 33 last night. And in a game that was all tied with 4 minutes to go or so, give or take a couple seconds, Dallas closed out again. I thought the Knicks were the best team in closing out. But the Dallas Mavericks, I know they've been eliminated, but the Knicks were the best final 3-minute team in basketball for a while. But the Dallas Mavericks, Tim, kind of like some of you might have said to us here on the show, having watched every Mavericks game for the last 2+ years, with your son obviously on the roster there. But they know how, in clutch time, whether it's Luka, whether it's Kyrie, they know how to close.
I've been telling you all this all playoffs long.
I just wasn't listening.
Something that you,
of course you wasn't.
Something that you always don't do. Listen.
Yeah.
I told you listening is a skill.
Yes.
So you don't do that. But I tell you this, Kyrie Irving is the best fourth quarter player in the game right now.
Wow.
Luka Dončić is the best fourth quarter player in the game right now. If they down to up to in striking distance in the last 2 or 3 minutes, they win in the game.
Yeah, the only bad thing they did, Kyrie did miss a free throw late.
Two.
Yes, and I was like, that's not like Kyrie Irving to miss key free throws in at the times of 1-point game, a 2-point game.
I was surprised at that too.
Yeah, me too.
And and he did something that he said he's sorry, Dad. When Tim missed free throws, he said he's sorry to his mom. So I mean, that's a stickler with us. It's
How much of this?
Free throws.
Jacoby brought it up earlier, and Plax did as well. How much do you think? I don't want to make too much out of nothing, because you go out there, it's a playoff game, it's conference finals, so it really shouldn't matter what anybody says. But the fact that Anthony Edwards, who called out KD in the first round and lived up to it, and they knock out the Phoenix Suns, and has answered the bell at every occasion he's had to, when he basically said, I'm putting words in his mouth, like, bring on Kyrie Irving, that type of thing. Does that really have an impact?
Yes.
Or is that much more about us talking about it?
No, that's that. When you get called out on national TV and the way who Kyrie Irving is, that's a challenge. That's a challenge that I'm going to take, and that's bulletin board, and you woke up a sleeping giant, and here I am.
Yeah.
And it started in the first game, in the first half of the first game, and it's trickling on down. And, in the first 2 playoff series, Kyrie wasn't really involved himself.
Like Plax said, he wasn't scoring a lot.
He wasn't scoring. He was just passing the ball and just playing the game. But when you open his eyes up and said, "Yo, I'm bringing it to you," that was a challenge.
He's like, "I'll be your Huckleberry, bring it."
And that, like I said before, be careful what you ask for.
Because now, to be fair, Anthony Edwards had his best scoring night of this particular series. He almost had a triple-double last night. He also had 5 turnovers. But he played well, is my point.
He lost.
Yeah, and he lost. Yeah, yes, he did.
That's what it all boils down.
So you think Kyrie Irving's making a point? He's already one of the greatest players of all time. First ballot Hall of Famer, has a game-winning shot to win an NBA championship. But the fact that a young stud goes, I'll take care of Kyrie, you think that did play a role?
I mean, I don't think he's making a point. I think Kyrie Irving is saying to himself, oh, y'all must have forgot how good and dangerous I really am. And when he made those comments to Kyrie Irving, the challenge, I said, man, listen. There's nobody on the planet that can go out Kyrie Irving one-on-one.
Yeah.
He's one of the best ball handlers that we've ever seen.
No, he is making a point. You called me out. I'm making a point to show you don't call me out.
Right, I called you out.
I'm from New York. Like, I'm from Chicago. He's from New York. And I guarantee you, his dad and all his boys is like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And Kyrie got to go out there and do what you got to do.
There's a side story to this great Dallas Maverick run. And look, we know the NBA Finals now. It's going to be the Boston Celtics against the Dallas Mavericks. June 6th is game 1. That's not going to change, obviously. That's the way the schedule is. So we're going to go a week and a half without basketball. But there's another little dirty story here, Tim Hardaway.
What's that?
That's not being told, okay?
And
I want to take you back to last year. And the final 2 regular season games of last year, when the Dallas Mavericks were alive for the final play-in spot, the 10th spot, and they sat everybody down. All right? That's too complicated to read. I'll just explain it to everybody, all right? So they decided to tank. They didn't even deny it.
Okay.
The final 2 games of last year. And because of that, and because of the way their draft was going to work out, don't forget the New York Knicks had a claim to their draft pick if it was a top 10 pick.
Right.
They wound up picking 12th, okay? Because they tanked those 2 games, that's how they wound up with Lively.
Yes.
So for everybody out there, myself included, that goes, don't tank, it's bad for basketball. Don't tank. You Saturn Plaques. I can't believe they're tanking. That's not right for the fan base. And, competitive edge and all that stuff.
Yes.
They tanked, and in tanking, they got a guy who I think it's fair to say, next to Luka and Kyrie, without Lively, the Dallas Mavericks might not be sitting up 3-0.
And you know what? Tyson Chandler, let's credit him for having Derek.
He's the player development guy, right?
Player development guy, play like he wants him to play. They envisioned Derek Lively to do what he's doing now, rebound the basketball, get second chance shots, make his dunks. And you know what? Even play make a little bit.
Yeah.
He catch in the middle of the court. He slows down. He looks around, and he gets it to the right people. And he got a little Europe at 7.
But here's the problem. We've rewarded tanking now, and it's a side story that needs to be told.
But it's been going on for a long time.
I don't like you, Tim Hardaway.
I understand it's been going on for a long time.
Tank.
It's not helping the Detroit Pistons.
No.
That's for them.
It's not helping them.
That's 3 straight years of tanking.
Yeah, I mean, it's not helping them.
I don't think they're tanking.
Hey there. Thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.